So now the next step is I need to go in and add the darks and just refine shapes. So I'm going to come in here and do the eyes. And the top of the eyelid. And the nostrils here. Shadow on the top lip. Like the top lip is in shadow. And where I lifted it out there, I lifted out part of the lip, but now, because it is a dark, I can just paint it right back in. And I'm going to take just a bit of water to kind of see if I can encourage that to run and look like a bit of a dimple shadow. Yeah. Okay, now I need to just proceed around the picture and do some darkening. So I've added a bit of orange, a bit of red, a bit of that blue-violet mixture. I want to darken this under the lip. And again, don't want this to be too hard of an edge, so I'm going to take some just plain water. Particularly on this side, I'm just going to let it bleed around. Darker shadow around. The nose here. So I'm going to take that, take it a little further, and then I'm going to just take pure water and blend it down here. Take some of the same mix on the edge of that shadow. Connect that up there. Again, I just want to take some water and soften this edge. There's a bit of a line here. And definite darker shadows at various points around the eyes, such as here. I might as well throw these eyebrows in. And because they're sort of lost in the shadow, I'm going to kind of let them all run together. And on this side of the eye, this shadow comes right down to the edge of the nose there. I don't want this whole thing to be that light. So I'll just take some pure water and bleed it in there so that this end, that side will read. And it's interesting how light this appears, how dark it's seen, but now it seems quite light compared to that. Okay, so I need some shadows around this eye. And there's a rather large one here. I'll kind of bleed that off there. This one, same thing. Take the pure water, run it in there, give that extra shot of value. And I think I can go back in on the lip. What I'm going to try and do is darken the bottom of the lip. Even that by itself is nice. But I'm going to take some pure water and just soften the top edge of that. Wait that, but I know this hat brim has to be darker, so that'll give me a chance to go in there. With this quinacridone rose, you have to make sure you mix it well enough, because if it's hiding in there in a little ball, it'll just burst out to take over. And at the top we go into the darker bits, and I'm going to increase the value all the way along. I'm going to just take some water to soften this edge. In fact, I think what I'll do is just take a, because I already have the contrast there when it was dry, I think if I go over the whole thing, I'll still have a sense of that contrast, but it'll tone it down. Now I need more contrast down here between the chin. Switch back to my 1-inch. And up here, Add a bit more of the yellow, just to warm it up a bit for the, not quite that much. For the jacket over there. I have to all of these shapes, I want to kind of tone them down as they get to the edge here, which is a device to lead your eye in to the painting. Right here, this is such a strong shape and it's got that red color. The eye's going to want to follow it, and goodbye, you'll be right out of the picture. What I'm thinking with this, like I may, once this is dry, just do a dark wash over the whole thing to tone it down, and that'll make that contrast a little less, but at this moment I'm kind of enjoying it, so I'll leave that. I want to get a darker value but of the lighter colors and just see if I can hint at this line along here. Sort of defines the cragginess of him. Now the one thing it's hard to tell when it's this wet, but on this eye in particular, this seems to just be jumping out too much. Just a few things I need to do, and then I think I'm going to just call this one good. And the first is I need to do the hat, and as I mentioned, I want to leave that little band of white. And I'm going to take the hat right into the background here. And do the same thing I did down below. The darkest part of the hat is on this side. You know what? Let's make a dramatic statement here. And again, this side is more to the light, so I'm going to bring in more of the it doesn't even want to get out of there. Okay, and now I'm going to, as Michelangelo said, lift out everything that isn't part of the hat. And it's still very wet, so I'm not even close to getting a sharp edge there. I'm going to take a dark mixture, some Daxazine purple, just go right over that so we're no longer staring at white paper. So I'm going to glaze this side in orange, and I don't need to be careful at all. And I just want to add a hint So the quinacridone rose down in there, a little bit up there. And the last thing, I'm going to take this yellow, or this orange again, and I don't want this whole nose to be yellow, or white. So I'll just take a little bit down that edge. A little bit down that edge, so the center of that nose is now the highlight part. And I think I'm going to call it red.